Hello, I'm Philip Marris. I'm with Reynald Debaut-Henocque, who's the ex-vice president in charge of manufacturing of Toyota Motor Manufacture in France. And he's had a long experience of this organization that is now over 20 years old in the north of France, producing small segment B cars, the Yaris, successfully, profitably, growing. They're now up to 5,000 people. They just earned the Car of the Year award, and they're just going from success to success here in expensive France with expensive French people. Now, how is that possible, and what are the things that even Toyota itself has to watch out for? And so I'd like to ask him, what are the points within the Toyota way that he knows he has to remain vigilant on and remind people or check that everything is going as expected? What are the things which are against nature, where you have to remind people regularly, otherwise it will evaporate or become weak?
But I think first point is 5S. 5S because it's difficult to maintain, notably when you have to change regularly your organization of process. For example, moving from one shift to two shift and three shift to introduce some new process, meaning and because we are doing also a lot of Kaizen and meaning small change in different process. That means it's like for you when you are moving from one house to another one, you have plenty of things to do before and plenty of things to do after. That means that it's one difficulty is how continue to move to improve your organization, your process, introduce Kaizen and so on, and how to maintain a good level of 5S. And that it's effectively one difficulties. And one way to overcome these difficulties is through the quality circle. Sometimes members by themselves, they are choosing to work on one 5S point, and how by themselves they are building a more robust, I would say, situation in terms of 5S in their scope of activities.
Okay, so after a very successful 20 years of this factory, this Toyota factory, you have to remain vigilant on 5S. Are there other areas that need to be watched particularly?
But yes, second area for me it's standardized work application, because when you are also working in three shift and with close to 5,000 people and between I would say 10 and 15 different people working on the one process, thanks to the polyskill activities and so on. I think it's sometimes natural to have some member who can have, I would say, good ideas and start to decide to apply his idea without any validation or something. That means we have to be vigilant, and we have one system of audit done by all the level of the management, from the team leader to the general manager, to secure effectively standardized work is well applied. And one way also to educate our member and to convince them how it's important to follow the standardized work is by themselves. They are doing a study of their process, and they understand how it's important to apply standardized work, and how sometimes they find by themselves some deviation of the standardized work, and that means they are becoming conscious about the importance of that, and yes, that is also one point of vigilance we have to have.
Is there anything else that you have to watch out for?
But finally, I will say 5 why, because 5 why is not an easy exercise to do, and I say for everybody, from team leader, even for general manager or vice president. Sometimes when we have to do a 5 why, it's not so easy to be logical in the, I would say, in the different in the way of in the routine of the 5 why, and also sometimes to go to the final why of the 5 why.
So the delicate point with 5 whys in Toyota is not that it would be done or not. People will do them, but you're worried that the reasoning will not be sufficiently logical, and therefore they will not identify the real root cause, and therefore the problem hasn't really been resolved. It's not a good or a proper 5 whys. Yes.
Exactly, and the role of the management is to teach, to educate member, to show to member you didn't reach the good step of your 5 why, because if you are playing that, for sure your concern will come back sooner or later.
On listening to you today and in previous conversation, I get the impression you're often coaching, helping your team members and your colleagues at all levels about this, saying, let's think it through again. Is this really the root cause? Is this and helping them get more efficient in their 5 why analysis?
Yes, absolutely. That it's what we are doing. It means how to coach them, how to work with them, and but not doing at their place. That means they have to do by themselves, of course. But we are here to just orientate how they are doing and how they are thinking.
I see. So the Socratic coaching method to help people do the 5 whys. So how to ask the right questions to get people to do proper 5 whys, if anybody is following me. Okay, thank you very much. I find this very interesting because, a lot, if not all companies are trying some form of lean journey, whatever their business. And to hear from Toyota themselves in a very successful factory here in France, what are the points that they have to remain vigilant on that require watching, monitoring, auditing, and continual coaching. It's interesting. So that those that are trying the different elements of lean and suffering with one of these 3, please, I hope you'll find that reassuring that even Toyota has to fight hard to make sure that they're good enough at 5S, 5 why, and standards. Thank you very much. Bye bye.